How did I approach my research? I have a personal system that uses binders and presentation booklets. I also find it helpful to look through every book in the library in the section about your topic, in case there's an unexpected subtopic or research route you didn't expect initially. I handwrite my thoughts, generate mind maps, follow sources like a map, which you can find at the end of each article, paper, or publication, organize everything with my specific binder organization system, and use highlighting and sticky tabs during academic reading. For this assignment, I started with Primo, which led me to Dr. Curtis, who led me to the Encyclopedia of the Northeast, an online exhibition, which then led me to similar objects. This linked in with online searches that I had done that resulted in informal sources like news articles. Searches for similar objects led me to some academic journals and publications, which I then traced their sources to find some valuable information. Since there's no specific data other than physical information on my carved stone ball, I decided to look for more general social information that could help explain the artifact's purpose. I decided then to go to the library again and look through all the prehistoric books, which actually led me to a research breakthrough for interim report number 2. Primo states that more than 425 carved stone balls are in existence, with a varied number of knobs and designs, some more ornate than others. Other sources have suggested there's more than 500, so more research would be needed into tracking down all of the balls and counting them. Most of these carved stone balls have been found in Aberdeenshire in the northeast of Scotland, with a few exceptions. Those exceptions are thought to have travelled from the area, not created elsewhere. There is also miniature carved stone balls in Ireland, which is suggestive that the object is one of prestige, due to the connection between Orkney and Ireland, where the elite of the time lived. Abdua 16250 is stated to be made of serpentine, has 4 knobs, each with a hatching pattern and grooved. It is also polished. It is likely that the object was created in the Neolithic period and continued to be used into the Bronze Age. The dating was previously changed after it is accepted that flint tools were used in the carving of the balls instead of metal. Like the other carved balls, has no known purpose, historical cultural context, or religious significance. This has provided some difficulty when researching, as there is no way to 100% confirm any theories about the artifact, so evidence is circumstantial. A few theories about the carved stone balls are they were attached to sticks and used as weapons, mounted as mace heads, or thrown competitively from one place to another. These are unlikely due to lack of significant damage on the stones. Although there is damage on Abdua 16250, which I actually used to confirm its identity within publications, the damage was sustained sometime after its creation due to the unmatching colouring of the damage with the carved areas.
I'm here at the sandstone beach of Montrose to get a sense of what the environment is like for the peoples and why they sent here. There is evidence to suggest that fish were a taboo in society, so why then were they here? Could there have been another element that brought them here? How about the sun? The sun rises in the east, and during summer solstice, the northeast. Summer solstice is a really important aspect of prehistoric life. What's the connection with carved stone balls? That leads me to their transition from Paleolithic hunting and gathering to Neolithic farming. And the question of could the carved stone balls in fact be a ritual object?
Since there is much we do not know about Abdua 16250 and carved stone balls in general, we have to look at the wider cultural attitudes of Neolithic settlements. What was important at the time it was created? In food culture and identity in the Neolithic and early Bronze Age, author Pearson says that food bridges the awkwardly constructed gap between culture and nature, which highlights the significance of food in Neolithic society. Moving away from Paleolithic values and practices, farming becomes increasingly important in Neolithic life. The transition from equality to hierarchy refocused daily life to the production and protection of crops and animals. I think it would be beneficial for the larger collection of balls to be tested for materials, measurements, and for traces of plants, animals, and food residue. Since very few of the carved stone balls have been found in an archaeological context, testing would provide more of a research direction. It would be good to further research the patterning of the carved stone balls matches any Neolithic foods, seeds, drugs, or medicine. An ethnoarchaeological approach could assist with the cultural context, but it has its limitations. Searching for middens could also be beneficial in potentially finding more stone balls in their original context rather than plough zones. And from Paleolithic hunting and gathering to farming was referred to as the first agricultural revolution or the Neolithic Revolution, and eventually led to the domestication of plants. I'm building this link with farming and the stones due to their perceived cultural significance in relation to society. A lot of the carved stone balls are found in the northeast, or in an eastern placement if found in their original context. Neolithic monuments have been found to have a gap or entrance in the northeast area. Since farming was very important to Neolithic society, I put forward that carved stone balls were put in the land as a fertility offering to their deity to ask for a good crop. The religious belief at the time was animistic, suggestive that stones had a soul and, in a sense, could be sacrificed to gain fertile land. What I have learned about working with museum artifacts in general. You may not find specific details about your artifact, and will have to look at the wider society it is from and similar objects. I have learned that it is okay to challenge even basic information about the object listed on databases, for example, the size, material, and origin. During my research, I discussed that the diameter of my carved stone ball was incorrect on Primo and Cam, showing two different sizes, and also my own measurements were different from them. The diameter of the carved stone ball was actually very significant, as it provides the element of scale in comparison to the megalithic yard, which, when compared to Stonehenge and similar monuments, actually confirmed the carved stone balls as being scaled-down versions of the monument, at least in size, further supporting the theory of a link to the sun. The diameters of carved stone balls in general are 70 millimeters. The material listed was serpentine. In the donor file, it said that a geologist called Miss Marshall had confirmed the material of the artifact. In fact, she did not. I found a well-used and extensive publication by a Dorothy Marshall about carved stone balls, where she states she did not have the skills to test the artifacts, so relied on previous research. There was no conclusive evidence of the place listed on CAM that is said to confirm the object's found place. We do know, like most of the balls, that it was not found in an archaeological context. My point is that there are basic details of the object that are listed in places you first look for research, and they can be incorrect. It is okay to question even the smallest thing about an artifact, even its size or material, as this could lead you to further research. I would like to re-examine the carved stone balls with an ontological approach, as well as giving a sensory analysis to the social depth of the balls. This can be a future research route in reconsidering the elitist, socially valorized attitude placed in the carved stone balls. I would also like to examine the relationship